Dan here with Harvest Co, and on this episode of the Harvest Woodshop, we're going to look at kitchen remodeling budgets. Why do some kitchen remodels cost $60K, and why do some only cost $15K? Let's find out. Hey, so we're going to break a kitchen remodeling budget into its major categories so you have a better understanding of what all goes into a kitchen remodel. Obviously, as a cabinet shop, our first thing is going to be cabinetry. And we'll talk about stock versus RTA, semi-custom, and custom cabinets. A second thing to consider is your countertop and tile backsplash. And then you have your flooring. You have your hardware and fixtures, both your lighting and your plumbing and your cabinet hardware. We have labor and installation for not just the cabinetry install, but also the flooring, the counters, the tile, the electrical, the plumbing. We also have mechanical. Sometimes vents need to get moved. Painting, if we're painting walls and ceiling, that's involved. And then you have your appliances. Expect to fork out a good amount for that if you're not keeping your appliances. And then we have design and planning time, whether that's with your contractor, your designer, an architect, cabinet shop, etc. You have the unexpected buffer, we'll say 10 to 15%, just whether it's change orders or things that happen, you want to be prepared. And lastly, your dining budget, because when you're doing a kitchen remodel, you're not always able to use the kitchen. All right, so we're going to start at the top with cabinetry. We have something called stock cabinetry, semi-custom, and custom. Your stock cabinets are what you would get at your box store, Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, RTA cabinets that you can order online. That means ready to assemble. And even ready to assemble, some shops that do that will assemble them and then come deliver and install, whereas others will just send you the flat pack boxes and it's your responsibility or your installer's responsibility to put those together. And then we have semi-custom. These are cabinets that are already fabricated in a production shop. A lot of times these will have a quicker turnaround as well. Even though you do have more door styles and finish options, whether it's stained wood or painted, you generally have fixed specs, fixed measurements, fixed dimensions. So when you're designing a kitchen, you are depending on those measurements and then using filler strips or filler pieces to kind of bridge the gap. For us, we can build an exact fit to your kitchen. Sometimes we use filler strips where necessary, but oftentimes we'll include a scribe, which means we're making our style on the face frame wider so we can scribe it to a corner and make it fit exactly as it needs to. So I get it, custom cabinets oftentimes cost more than your stock, your RTA, or your semi-custom cabinets, but think about the long term. You're eliminating wasted space, you're fitting the space exactly as you want, and you're putting things in the cabinets that you want. So let's talk about materials. In our shop, we build with a 3/4 thick plywood sides. It's a plywood carcass, as we call it. We prefer to use a pre-finished birch that is, it's a Baltic birch alternative actually. It's a 13-ply material. It's strong, it's durable, it's heavier duty than some other birches that are available out there. Sometimes in the past, we've used domestic maple when we can get it. Really just depends on availability with our suppliers. Now, with your stock or even some of your semi-custom cabinets, you might be seeing particle board as your cabinet sides or a thinner material, 1/2 inch to 5/8 thickness. And we like to go with a 3/4 thickness because it's just going to allow us to produce a stronger, more durable cabinet box. When it comes to hardwood for our face frames, we source our hardwood locally. We're not getting cheap material in terms of quality, but our material, depending on what we're getting, is coming anywhere from local in Kalamazoo area to Charlotte, Michigan, to Grand Rapids, to Elkhart, Indiana. So we're really staying within like an hour zone of our shop. Now, wood choice definitely affects budget. As you can see behind me, we have some different wood samples on our wall for customers to look at. And so when we're building cabinets, if we're doing paint grade, we'll stick with a hard maple for the face frame. But if we're going with stain, we could see anything from red oak to white oak, maple, cherry, hickory, walnut, and obviously some of those drive the cost up. So that's something to consider when you're designing your cabinets. Let's look at labor and installation, labor and construction. At Harvest Co, we are a small cabinet shop. You might see 1 to 3 people working on some aspect of your project. So there's a sense of ownership and pride that goes along with that. People that come through and work in our shop say, you know what, I got to build Joe's cabinet over there. I got to build his whole kitchen, and I'm really excited about it. It was a great project to do. Now, when you go to a larger production shop, and don't get me wrong, there are quite a few custom cabinet makers throughout the country that have a dialed-in production shop, and they do great work. I'm not throwing shade at them. But when you look at some of these stock cabinets or RTA or semi-custom, these shops are bigger production, and you have a lot of different people that may touch your cabinets in some form. Someone might be cutting the material, someone might be assembling the box, someone else is finishing, someone else is doing the hardware. And so from that sense of purpose, there's just less ownership and pride because it's an assembly line process. At Harvest Co, we design your cabinetry actually with the installation in mind. When we come out to do measurements and a proposal, I'm the one that's going out there and I'm looking and saying, all right, what's the ingress like or egress? How can I get in the home? Where is the space relative to the front door or the back door or the side door? And so when we build our cabinets, we look at doing a gang build process, which means we're making the cabinet as long as we can. It minimizes seams and it minimizes material waste. And so we will do that as much as possible. It maximizes space for storage and so on, but it all depends again on coming to look at your home. So in terms of production, there are some things that we do sub out to vetted subcontractors. For example, we have a door shop up in Byron Center that we work with. We get our drawer boxes through an Amish company down in Indiana. We have a finisher that we trust and go to that does all of our cabinet finishing. Whereas there are other things that we will bring in shop and do ourselves because we have control over that process. I want to touch on some hidden costs that customers don't always consider or think about. If you are keeping your existing footprint and just updating the cabinets, then oftentimes you don't have a lot of electrical or plumbing or mechanical things to deal with. If you do change your footprint, well, now you've got to move drains and water lines. You might need a new water line for a fridge, or if you're doing an ice maker. If you're expanding your island, we've got outlets to consider. If you're doing under cabinet lighting or toe kick lighting, any sort of lighting that's new, an electrician needs to come in to handle that. And even associated with that would be permits. Is a permit required in your area for the work that you're doing? Might not necessarily need it for a kitchen remodel unless you're doing structural changes. Are you opening up a wall and having this big open concept between the living and the kitchen? Well, now you need an LVL or a structural beam to go in. And so for that, you do need to have a permit, most likely. You might be adjusting soffits or removing soffits. I once had a kitchen remodel where we pulled out the soffit and in the process discovered another hidden soffit. So that added time, added a bit more work. Be cognizant of that. Where does custom save money long-term, right? We said in the short term, custom is going to cost a little bit more because maybe material costs are higher and the design costs a bit more, but where does it save you money in the long term? Have fewer replacements or repairs over time. We're using quality materials, quality hardware, put together well. It's going and being installed well. And so you shouldn't have any problems with it really. Designed for the way that you live and the functionality that you want, the accessibility that you want. Definitely going to have some resale that you're going to earn back, some equity that comes from it. But we shouldn't always look at it in terms of, I'm going to sell my home in 6 years or 5 years, so I want to boost the value of it. That's part of it, but you live in it, so make it the way that you want. But when we go towards the custom end, it's going to be a factor of the size of the space, the footprint of the space, and making sure that the house floor plan isn't dictating the kitchen or the cabinetry, but that the cabinetry is being fit to it. And that way, it's really a function of what matches your lifestyle. With a stock or RTA setup, you're just getting something in there to have something functional, but it may not be the best fit for your lifestyle. If you're local to the Southwest Michigan area or near us in Portage and you are planning to remodel and have some questions or want to help figure out your budget, reach out and let us know. If you want to find out if custom cabinets is an option and if it's attainable for you, we can help you figure that out. Contact us today to schedule your free Envision meeting where we'll discuss your project, your goals, and again, if custom is an option for you. Visit our website at harvestkzoo.com to learn more, to contact us, and in the meantime, check out our social media channels to see our latest work. Thanks.